How you doing, everybody? This is P&D51010, and today we're going to be looking at footage of an individual who's a little less known, but in my book still needs to be looked out for, in the fact that, well, first off, her name is Carol Hathor, and she's a karmic healer, or an auric. You know, she puts you under hypnosis or something like that, and she works with your aura and, you know, karmic clearing and thought forms and stuff of that nature. But there's something you need to, you know, look out for when you're dealing with these people, especially if you believe they're people and they're really not, you know, because the average person really doesn't believe that, you know, these beings exist. So if you couple that with the genetic manipulation that we've gone through and the manipulation of human perception and just the fact that we use only, you know, a fraction of our brain, these beings have a tremendous advantage. And just like with subliminal messages, you know, this can be analogous with subliminal messages in that when a person creates a message and puts a subliminal message under the message that's supposed to come across to your conscious awareness with the intention of embedding that in your subconscious, having it fall beneath the threshold of your conscious mind and implant itself in your subconscious, manifesting itself later in ways that you are unaware of. That's the intent. They have an extreme advantage in implementing that. Just like if you visit this lady and you believe that she's a human being and that she's healing you, she can actually be implanting you with, you know, attaching entities to you, or influencing negative thought forms into your, you know, into your realm of thinking. So then you know, you'll be thinking, you know, negative, sadistic thoughts that aren't even your own. You know, and you're believing that you're being healed, and you're believing that this person's a real human being when they're actually not. So this is a person who claims that she's just like you and I, but the footage here will prove otherwise. So I just felt that should be noted, because a lot of people use these individuals to help, you know, find, you know, help with areas in their life where they need, you know, they feel they need outside help. And I just feel that it's dangerous in going to these individuals when you don't know who they are and what they are. So we're going to get into this here because of time, as always, and I'll be leaving the source video in the description box. So here we go. Just pay attention to the eyes and the mouth, and, you know, you'll see the anomalies right away. And you can already see the angular irides. I'll zoom in on it, and you can see how they have the box-like appearance. And you'll also see, you know, as we've seen in the last 5 or 6 videos, the eyelid anomalies and the heavily hooded eyelids. That is just one of the main anomalies that we see on these shapeshifters. So let's just focus on the eyes a little bit here. And you can also see color changing, as in the little grandmother video too. You can see a lot of color changing. There's a common misconception that people feel they need to go outside of themselves for help when clearing themselves spiritually, you know, with these karmic healers and these aura healers, or whatever you want to call them. But you don't need to go outside yourself. You can do it yourself. You know, these beings thrive on causing havoc in a normal human being's life. They can be putting, you know, entities in your aura. They can be doing any number of manipulative things to cause havoc within your life. They feed off that negative energy, that negative emotional energy, that parasites. You see the eyes here showing major anomalies. You can see the heavily hoodedness. You can see the angular, triangular irides taking effect. You know, they're never the same in one frame. You know, every frame they're always different. You can see how they're triangular here. You see some instances of the transparent eyelids too, where the eyelid is closed, but you can still see the eye behind the closed eyelid. Like here in the left eye, you can sort of see. If you look at the source video, you'll be able to see it better. but you can see how it's sort of transparent. There's better examples throughout the course of the video. Alright, let's zoom out, maybe focus on the mouth for a little bit, because there's a lot of mouth anomalies here as well that we should take note of. You can see tooth morphing, lip morphing, whole rows of teeth disappearing, sharp teeth. If you see in this area right here, you can see how the gum line right here has become exposed and just very rigid. See if we can focus it on a little bit more without blurring. You can see it's just very distorted. And also on the eyes here, you can see that, you know, the depressions in the eyes, the eyelid anomalies. Smokey, stop it! That's my flea-bitten dog. She's also my best friend, though. So she's a great dog. Here you can see more eye anomalies here. Oh yeah, let's focus on the mouth some more. I kind of lost the point here. Yeah, if you go frame by frame, if you have YouTube downloader, you know, it's better to you know, download these videos to that, viewing them yourself, and you'll see it a lot clearer. You can go, you know, frame by frame, a true frame by frame, because YouTube videos, the frames per second are you know, they're large, so you don't see, you know, every frame, individual frame. Therefore you can't see as many anomalies as we see here. You can see how the lips are almost like, you know, just like in the Gary McKinnon video, you can see how they're like sewn shut or like melded together, kinda. That melding effect, that's very common. It's very commonly seen with these shapeshifters. It's almost as if they're melting. Alright, she's got her mouth closed here. Let's focus on the eyes. We'll focus on the whole face here so you can get a perspective of the whole face. See the eyes? And also the mouth too. And the eyebrows are extremely box-like and angular. And here you can see the transparent eyelids here. See how she just closed her eyes, but you can still sort of see the iris right here in this region. Somewhat in this eye too, but not as much, not as prevalent as in this eye. Very strange. You can see, you know, I've mentioned that before, my Aaron McCollum video, the opening thumbnail. You can see a great example of transparent eyelids. But yeah, this woman's really not too well known, but you know, she's got a following nonetheless. So, you know, I hope this helps with her followers in discerning and letting them know that she's not who they think she is. And I would be very careful in surrendering my consciousness to someone who's not who I think they are. Because that can be a detriment to myself. Conscious awareness is everything. If you're not consciously aware, you're leaving yourself wide open. You can see in her mouth here as well some anomalies on her tongue area there. I really want to get this HD camera soon, but I haven't had the money for it. But I really look forward to getting that, and we'll be able to see things a lot better. But you know, I look at the video, these videos that I make for you guys, I look at these as previews. You know, previews to the main feature, which is you viewing it yourself, you know, through the source video. These are just previews, you know, so you can know what to look for and which video it is and everything, you know. People say, oh, the quality's horrible. Well, okay, go to the source video and look at it for yourself then. This is just a preview. You can see more eyelid anomalies there. You can see how, like, around the perimeter of the eye, how it just becomes very ridged, and also there's a slight discoloration as well. There's also color change to the eyes. You'll be able to note that more, you know, in the source video as it's more clear. But this lady, Carol Hathor, is very obvious. There's transparent eyelids again here. You can see how the eyelid is closed, but yet you can still see the iris or the pupil behind there. Let's focus on the mouth again for a little bit. I'm sorry if you hear a little background noise of people talking. I live in a very noisy house, and people don't really realize how loud they're speaking, so you might hear some, you know, people talking in the background, my family and all that. But here you can see the mouth is extremely anomalous here, as the lips have become just smeared and very, very disproportionate. The teeth aren't looking great. It's just a mess. And then it fixes itself. You know, it resets just like in the last 5 or 6 videos that I've featured. You can see this happening a lot. And you can see a sharp tooth right here. It looks like fang. I don't know if it's just a tooth morph, or it's definitely a tooth morph, but it looks like a fanged tooth right there. It's possible. I can't really see that great. We only got a couple more minutes left, so we'll kind of cruise through this here, so you can see as many anomalies as possible. And like I said before, I recommend that you know, if you want to view these anomalies as clear as possible and as many as possible, you know, you download it through YouTube Downloader so you can view every individual frame. You can see the discoloration in the eyes. Let's fast forward ahead a little bit, see if we can see a lot more different anomalies. Because usually as these interviews go on, the longer they're on camera, you know, the more anomalies you start to see, as if they have a more difficult time holding their form. Like the longer, you know, the longer it takes, the longer the interview takes, the more difficulty they have. Let me just bring this back up real fast. And it just shocks me how her viewers don't notice this, and how if they do, they just attribute it to video artifacts or pixelation or compression or packet loss or whatever you want to, whatever excuse you want to throw at this. Just, you know, all those things don't create claws, fangs, you know, monster hands. Just all the things you see on my channel and other YouTube users' channels. You just don't see things like that. And it being attributed to pixelation. I think that's a lame excuse. People are in serious denial. Here's transparent eyelids again. We'll focus on the mouth for the last little bit here. About 20 seconds. Alright everybody, well, I hope you enjoyed this analysis and you got something out of it. Have a good night, be well and be at peace.